All right, hello, folks. Welcome to the end of the week. Welcome to Friday. It's Friday afternoon. We're here at SketchUp, so we're going to do SketchUp Live. I'm Aaron. With me is my good buddy Matt.
Hey, what's up, party people? Good to see you. Happy SketchUp Live Day. Thanks for tuning in. We're happy to have you here.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. This is a fun one. We're wandering into some uncharted territory.
You haven't been a retail designer in your past. I know you have a kind of a lot of experiences under your belt, but retail design not being one of them.
This is not one that I've spent time and energy on. No, but it is it's a thing that we all have experience with, right? Because we all go to stores, and I guess how much you think about the intention of things like the flow through a store, where items are located, depends on whether that's a top of mind thing you think about or not. Because I feel like if you go into a store where stuff doesn't flow, you know it. But if everything has gone right, you go through the store, you flow through it, and you end up buying the thing that probably somebody wanted you to buy. So if they're
Yeah,
doing it
that's
right,
right. The invisibility of the design is kind of a hallmark of it being good. Yeah.
that's right.
One of those things where when you notice it, then it's like, ooh, that's a bad job.
That's right. Yeah. So this is going to be. I thought this would be a fun one. I don't remember. Was this your idea, Matt, or was this Donovan's idea? Who?
I think this might have been mine.
Okay.
From I was just at the grocery store, like in the produce section, and I was like, I had to like quickly, you get to the checkout, you have this big cart full of stuff, and then it's like, oh, I forgot this one thing, and I have to quickly move through this space, which is not really designed for moving quickly through. And so, before that, I was like, oh, like you said, I didn't really notice it. You don't notice it when you're
Right.
going through and getting apples and bananas and everything, but when you have to like rush through from one side to the other, it's like it's not really made for a straight line. It's more
Right.
for like a meandering back and forth thing. So yeah, I thought it'd be interesting to kind of explore those options in SketchUp and see what yeah what
I
we're talking
love
about.
it. I think it's a great idea. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So this is going to be This is going to be one of those more design heavy sessions where we explore using SketchUp as a tool to work through a space, as opposed to stuff where we're designing a thing and we're going step by step how to design. Obviously, we're going to use SketchUp to draw some stuff. We're going to use some 3D warehouse to download some things. It's going to be great, but a little bit different from some of the other things we've done. Fortunately, next week we will be back here because this is where we are, and we are going to do some work with CAD examples. So we're going to be going through that step by step how to model things in SketchUp. So we'll make up for that step by step SketchUp stuff next week. But this will be a fun one. I did put a question on our forum. A lot of you came in and chimed in asking, please come with your advice, your practical advice if you've been through this before. A lot of you did say that you have some thoughts, which was great. Some of you shared books, which I appreciate, but I'll just be totally honest, especially the ones that were shared less than 15 minutes before this started. Maybe that's like a legacy thing we go back to and look at later, but I did not read any of the books or PDFs posted. I apologize. Hopefully you don't think bad of me because of that.
It always blows my mind. Like, you listen to podcasts that have authors on, and it's like they talk about the new book that's coming out, and it's like, how many? I mean, maybe this just shows something about me, but it's like, how many books do you read and how fast? I'm like, I can't read like an entire book in a week and
I know.
then talk like, I could maybe skim through it, but not talk like intelligently about it with the author.
Yeah.
But yeah, so maybe someday we'll have AI to just impart that information into our brains. But for now, yeah,
So
you're going bookless today.
that's right. I'm hoping that whoever posted the book read it themselves and can tell me the pertinent parts when we need them. So here's how this is going to go. At first, I played with the idea of, well, we'll just make up a store, right? We'll start with a rectangle, and it'll be 1,000 square feet, 2,000 square feet, and we'll work from that. But then I went, no, let's constrain this a little bit. We have a whole lot that we get to make up. So we're going to constrain the space. We're going to work with a real space. I want to walk you through the space we're going to use in just a second. It is 550 square feet about there. So it's not a big, we're not talking like a hardware store, a grocery store, something like this, which is also makes a lot of sense considering we got 2 hours to do this and not 2 weeks. So thinking boutiques, thinking local shops, thinking that kind of stuff. What should we sell in here? This is going to be our community store. So, and it's not going to be real. So, you can use your imagination. But what things should we put up in this store? Love to hear your thoughts. What do you think would be, what would you, if you had a 550 square foot space that you could retail sell stuff out of, what do you think that would be? So it's going to limit some things. I know Philip over on the forum said he thought I would pull for like a lumber yard or something like that, which I think would be cool, but it'd be very limited in this space. We'd sell scrap.
That's right. I love this audience participation. Yeah,
Bring it
definitely
in.
let us know. We've got a couple great suggestions in there now. So yeah, drop a note in the chat with what you think we should sell in our store here today.
So keep that coming. I'm going to walk through the model we're going to be using, explain how I got to this point and what it is. And when we get done there, we'll figure out what we're doing. Let's hop in.
Love it.
All right, so we're going to work off of this space right here. This is actually the space that my cousin and I rent as an art studio in Longmont. When we first moved in, the first thing I did, because I'm me, is I went in with the iPad and I scanned the space. So this is a scan of that space. It actually doesn't look quite as destroyed as the scan. The scan's got some missing surfaces, and it actually looks much better on the iPad. I scanned it and then grabbed those surfaces and brought them in here and did a little bit of cleanup. But this is the original scan of this space. Like this, it doesn't have like horror blood stains
There's
dripping
like a
from the
haunted
ceiling.
house.
Yeah. It does not look like that. They are uniformly, the walls were like this uniformly pinky. It was not it had been a boutique, like a small clothing boutique before. So it had this like peachy color on the walls and the ceiling. It was not beautiful, but this is the space that we got. So I took that scan, and from that scan and some old school tape measure measurements, I was able to put together this. So this is a model that is a little more usable, a little more workable. This was the space that we were in. So a couple things that we decided to do. So you can see back here, this back corner, they have this, what was, I'm assuming, some sort of changing rooms. The little, I can't remember, 6x6 spaces or something like that, 5x5. Little alcoves back there. There was this ductwork running right through the room here, and everything was sprayed with the same pinkish color. So the trim, all of it. So what we ended up doing with the space, this is close to what the space looks like now. We put this kind of light gray on the wall, dark gray on the trim, spray the ceiling white rather than the pink. We built out this accent wall around where the ductwork was, and we still have these spaces back here. This side's storage, and then this space right now is a little tiny office kind of space with a little desk. But the rest of it, wide open. So this is the model we're going to work from. This is going to be our 550 square foot shop that we are going to put something in. So some things it doesn't, we don't want to do something that requires cooking or a whole lot of storage. Nothing like that would make sense. It's too small of a space. We don't have the storage room. There's no kitchen. There's no sink, anything like that. So we have a limit. We would want to sell some sort of hard goods, I think. But yeah, so that's kind of where we're at. And I thought this is nice because one of the primary elements of doing some sort of design work is taking into account the limitations you have, right? If everything's unlimited, you can just do whatever you want. That's not really much fun. It's not really a challenge. It just unlimited budget, unlimited space. Most of us don't work in that. That's not really reality.
Mhm.
So I figured this is a good one. So I got this separated into its own model. We're gonna work off of this. I'm gonna take this ceiling and I'm just going to, for right now, I'm just gonna hide it altogether. And we're gonna work inside here. These are lights right here, by the way. These long rectangular things are lights that shine down. And then over these, like I said, what I think were changing rooms are 2 additional lights with a low wall. Like this is like 7 feet tall, something like that, between the two of them. But
Okay.
they don't have to be changing rooms. We can put whatever we want back there. So
Interesting. Great.
that's where we're going to work from. It's something I already had, and we're going to go from here. All right.
Very cool. Yeah. Love the kind of the progress of the model in the real world reno here. That's sweet. There was a question about this hole in the wall, the little circle hole by that back door. What's that?
So this building is actually over 100 years old. It's on the main street of Longmont as part of the original 1 square mile that was the settlement of Longmont, Colorado. Longmont, the town that I'm in, was actually settled by people who moved from Chicago, Illinois, as did my family, much later.
Okay.
But they came and they settled, and the original main street, all the original plots are still there, and they're buildings. So this building is over 100 years old. This space is on the 2nd floor, and the airflow is rough. So this little thing right here actually has a heater air conditioner plugged into it that keeps the temperature inside the space like just livable, because otherwise in the summer it just gets super, super hot with all the hot air rising up. So it's a vent. For our purposes, we could wipe it out. It wouldn't be a big deal. Cover it up. Not a huge issue because this is in pretend land. This is not in a real spot. But that's the real world reason that's there.
Nice. Okay. Yes, we got a lot of great suggestions. I'm just going to, I think, just run through them.
All right. Let's hear it.
Let me know what you think. From the top, candy shop.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Software. Oh, that's funny.
All right. Does anybody remember actually like computer software stores? I remember in Boulder, Colorado, there was a couple of software stores. You go in and there'd be these big, like they're big boxes of software, and there's a CD inside of it. But like, yeah, Windows whatever 95 came in a box like this big. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Yes. Moving on.
Yeah. A couple alcohol ones. Look, we're here for work. We probably can't do booze, but appreciate the thought.
Just water, folks.
I know it's Friday evening for some folks, so that's on the mind. But we have books, art, sip and paint art supplies. Let's see, shirts, sporting goods, Halloween costumes, charcuterie board items, paint. I don't know. I guess I can go through all of these. There's a lot. You guys are really
I love it.
Excited about this.
Let's hear it.
Laser engraved signs. Okay. Pastries, remote control cars, RC related things. Let's see, books, coffee, mobile phone accessories, kitchenwares. Lauren suggests putting a mechanical bull in the middle to keep the kids happy. Hopefully it's not a China shop. That would be real bad. Yeah, so do you see Sunglasses Hut? Anything in there that you
I mean
particularly drawn to?
Again, the size of the space. All great ideas. There's a lot of fun thoughts in there. Some ones I really like. Like candy seemed like a fun one. That'd be kind of a fun thing. I know there's some food ones, some liquor ones. I think those are great too. I think food, like I said, there's no refrigeration. There's no. I don't know that you could actually get a license to sell food out of this space just because it doesn't have the what you actually need. Um,
They keep the warm food warm in the summer.
that's true. But a bookstore was kind of the thing that I was thinking. Like this space kind of lends itself to something like that. Um, I don't know. I kind
A
of
specialty bookstore
yeah.
or like, a couple little lounge areas or something.
Yeah, maybe like a
Read
little
your
bit of
book in there.
this again, just right off the top of my head, just thinking of stuff. We could
Hmm.
have like maybe here's our new books or bestsellers could be up on the wall like that, and then this back wall, of course, could be books here, and we could have like one or two whatever shelves,
Retail things.
yeah, retail stuffs in there. This space we could clean this out, and this could actually be like a spot to check out. We could have maybe a little bit of storage back there, or small items back behind the shelf. Um,
Hmm.
and then yeah, maybe like right here, maybe in the back corner, someplace you have a little, maybe like a couple of little chairs at the end table, maybe right here. That could be kind of cool. I don't know. What do you guys think of something like that? I love it. I honestly, antiquary
That's a tough
antiquarian
one.
bookstore. Nancy comes up with yeah. So like that, we could do something like that. Um,
Someone also suggested a flower shop for Valentine's Day.
that'd be nice
It's
too.
kind of fun. I guess if we did a bookstore, you could do a little
That's true.
flower pot just to,
Just
or you
to,
could do like, flowers and greenery and stuff. I know a lot of people do
absolutely.
like greenery and stuff in that kind of space.
I like it. I mean, you guys had lots of good ideas, lots of fun ideas that I would like to do. Um, DVD rental. What is? Sounds familiar.
Yeah, what kind of physical media is popular with people these days? Some people like the VHS aesthetic.
Yeah. I mean, vinyl's always got a niche, right?
Yeah.
Well, you guys good with books? I think books would be kind of a fun one. I think, and yeah, we could focus on like fancy books. I'm not gonna try to say that a word that Anansi threw out there or Ansi threw out there earlier. Um, cool. Well, the other reason I was kind of leaning towards books is the space you put books in could fairly easily work for other things, right? If you're putting shelves up, we'll put books in it. The other reason I'm gonna tell you a little secret about books. Books can be represented with extruded rectangles, and given that I've been talking a lot, we have about an hour and a half left. That sounds really nice, as opposed to downloading some heavy geometry and having to edit it or something like that. So, um, cool. All right. I haven't seen anybody say no. So, and books have come up a couple different times. So I'm gonna go. I'm going. We're going. Let's go. All right. Um, so when we look at this, I'm gonna put my lights onto a new tag. Oh no, I got lighting already. So I'll just go ahead and put that on lighting. It's already on lighting. That was easy.
Thanks, me.
All right. So when we look at, I mean, obviously we don't have a whole lot of room in here for flow, right? I'm not going to have 100 people in here following like a grocery store, like Matt was talking about. A grocery store is intentionally kind of tries to grab you as you come in the door and push you into usually something like produce or something like that at the beginning, and then kind of tries to have you snake along between the aisles. So getting from the deli to produce or something like that can be difficult throughout the opposite end of the stores. But the idea is to have a lot of people in there following kind of a path that they go through. a space this big, probably not going to be quite the same, but we still can grab a hold of people and try to control where they go a little bit. So my general my impulse in this case is to try to get people in the front door. I'm assuming this double door is going to be the front door. That opens up wide. Everybody comes in, and then kind of try to turn them this way and maybe have them come along here. Books across the back wall, or like I said, maybe this is a little inviting reading space. Come back here, kind of have them come around here, and then maybe something that they can swing through in the middle. So that's kind of like what I'm picturing is the flow through here. And then, of course, you check out here and then head right back out. So kind of a clockwise motion. Again, that's just based on my looking at this and thinking, how could this possibly work?
I have a quick thought. I'm no
Let's do
retail
it.
designer, but I was thinking for the checkout, instead of being in this little nook,
Mhm.
and you have that nice feature wall, you could have like, whether you do the new release books on there, or like I was thinking you could do the name of the store there, but like
Mhm.
on that wall have some kind of desk with a checkout. That way
That's
you can
true.
see people as they come in and greet them.
I
And then
like
you're
that a
kind of
lot.
more located centrally to answer questions for people. Like if it's a store where it's like specialty books, people might want to have like very specific questions that they have, and being kind of close to them when they're browsing around could be good.
I love it. I love that. I like that. The other thing, and it's an odd thing about this space, is it does have this second door in the back, um, in the actual building itself. This is a hallway that kind of turns and goes this way. The next door down is kind of comes off of this wall, and then this is kind of a back hallway to a stairwell. So in the building, it's kind of a weird little spot. It's just like a back corner, a nook in the back. So,
Mm-hmm.
but having that be like a employee entrance could potentially be kind of nice. So I like that. Yeah, and then this over here could be where we put our reading nook or something like that. Give us that, and that still gives us plenty of space out here. Again, this isn't going to be Barnes and Noble or anything like that. We're not going to be thousands of square feet of books available, but yeah, I like that. All right, let's do it. We'll run with that. All right, so I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna delete that storage, delete that. Come in here and I'll just shove that back there, and then come in here to the trim. Let's see. I'll just go like this. Let's push that down. Get rid of those extra edges. Pull that trim across. You know, have you guys ever done this where you go thinking about something like that, like cleaning up a cut piece of material or something like that, and forgot that that's not how it really works? You don't get to just like cut something and pull it across. Like my brain every once in a while like wants to do things the way SketchUp does things, and it's not always a viable solution.
If only. That
Yeah,
would be great if it was that easy.
seriously. All right, so there we go. Um, all right, cool. So whew, all the hard remodels done. Now we got to bring in the new stuff. Whoops, did I delete the door? Hold on. I did. All right, so I'm going to copy that, and then I'm going to redo all that stuff I just did. Fill my screen with Command-Shift-Z's, and then edit, paste in place, put that door back. Yeah, if there's a way to get around a oopsie with undo, I probably got that for you. All right, that looks cool. And just because we're living in a perfect world, we're gonna have temperature issues and get rid of that hole in the wall. All right, so yeah, the feature wall with the name of the bookstore. Guys, something else we're gonna need the SketchUp Live Brain Trust to jump on. What do we call our bookstore? I'm gonna go save while you guys think about that. Think about it. Let me know.
We've got time.
Ooh,
The boutique store. Is that
boutique.
the one you're seeing?
I like
Or no,
that.
something
That's
else?
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's look at this space right here. So if I come out to about where this, that's only 2 feet. So I don't know how much space do you need behind I happen to have a tape measure right here. You guys do this? Does anybody else do this? Does anybody else have a tape measure like, oh, it's invisible. It's yellow. Sorry. I have a small tape measure, and I do this all the time when I'm designing stuff because I'll go, okay, how big is 3 feet? 3 feet's, it doesn't matter. It's invisible. You can't see it. It's that big. But I do that a lot.
Enough to move around back there, maybe?
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, if we were to take this out, okay, it looks a little tight when I actually draw that. Let's bring that like 10 foot, and then we'll make it like counter width. It doesn't have to be big. We're not going to have a bunch of big stuff on here, but I bet if we go like 24 inches, it's probably enough. Let's see what that looks like. 24 inches. Take that back here. I'll bring that up. Okay. I'm going to make that a group for right now, just as a placeholder, but that could be kind of nice. Like Matt was saying, the name goes up here, and then maybe our employee picks or top sellers or something like that go individual copy on the back there. Wow, look at this. I love this. The novel nook. Bound and found. Boutique store. Save. All right. They had to make fun of my saving inability. Took me out of it. Okay, so if that's there, that looks pretty cool. And then if we come back here and we throw, I'm gonna go hop into 3D Warehouse. And I'm gonna say, comfy chair. See what that brings up. Ooh, I kind of like that guy. It's a big model. That's a big one. So we do this a lot, right? Where we talk about how to use stuff off of 3D Warehouse. This is a perfect example, right? So we have some stuff where we have some of these are extruded rectangles, which I'm not talking bad about anything. This is a super simple representation of a chair. If you drop it in a model, you'd know it's a chair. You sit down, your arms are up. That happens. Same time, there are chairs that like this. I got this pillow with a crease in it. If I looked at this with hidden geometry, there's probably just 53,000 polygons. So it's a heavy chair. What we want to do is we want to find something with less. We want less than this, but more than this. And fortunately, like I said, this is where we can kind of scroll through, and these are kind of funky chairs, and they're not that huge. They're big, but not huge. Ooh, that's kind of a neat chair too. I'm thinking.
Yeah, we don't want something too comfy because then people would just spend their whole day there reading.
That is true.
Like, look, we want you to read for a few minutes if you like it, then buy it and get out.
Maybe a nice wooden block.
Just a stump.
Yeah. Sure, have a seat. Enjoy yourself. But yeah, it's kind of nice because, oh, here we go. Right here. This is it.
Oh, that's a bookstore if I've ever seen it.
Seriously, I can smell the leather of this chair. All right. In a good way. Not like it's dirty or something. Ooh, that's a big chair.
All right, we got one chair.
Yeah. I was hoping to get 2 seats back here, but yeah, that's not going to work. How big is this chair? My gosh. Let's see. If I go across here.
It's like a love seat.
Yeah. It's 2.5 feet wide. Okay, that's not terrible. Hold on.
Handy dandy.
That is a big chair. Okay, come on now. That's big. I bet we could shrink this chair down a little bit. All right, I'm gonna do this. Watch this. This is gonna be fun. I'm gonna grab this edge right here, and so I went into context. I'm going to measure from here to here, and I'm gonna say that is 24 inches. That's gonna shrink my chair down ever so slightly. Let's see if we come out. See now, I think, go right there, and then we will say mirror that. No, we won't. I'll just rotate it across the middle. Option. All right.
See, not only is this a bookstore, it's a community building bookstore because you
That's
get
right.
to read right next to people and then you can talk about what they're reading. And
But
then,
it's
oh boy, we're cross-pollinating which books we're into and everything.
this is it.
This is great.
It's everything. It's all in one. All right, so there's our reading nook. We can come back. We can put somebody was saying a coffee machine or something like that. Maybe we'll put a Keurig in there with a quarter slot on the side or something. Um, but the bulk of the store we still need to fill out.
Hmm.
So um, here's kind of my thinking. I head to 3D Warehouse again, and I'm just going to look for a bookshelf. It's funny because I did for half a second there. I'm like, what would you call a set of shelves that you would just have for books?
There's a word for that.
There is a word for that. Um, yeah, found it. Um, so we'd want something, a decent number of shelves like this. Uh, nothing. I don't think anything irregular. Like I think it would be kind of cool looking, but I think we're talking about putting our merchandise up there. We want to like have space for lots of books. So we want a fairly. Oh, good. This one's geolocated. Um, so a lot of these are really cool looking bookshelves, but probably not what we want. See, this kind of is more the direction we want to go, right? It's just plain, lots of room for them. Um, I think I'm gonna grab this one. Already has books on it, so it looks pretty simple. Yeah, so I could have probably drawn this, but I'm taking the easy way out. I'm going quick. All right, so let's drop that in here and just take a look at it. Again, generally speaking, what I usually tell people to do with models when they import them into SketchUp is to put them not directly into your working model, but into another model is kind of the ideal way to do it. This one, just by looking at the geometry, I knew it was fairly light, so I didn't feel too worried about bringing this one in. So if we did something like that, we've got room for a couple hundred books, boom, right there before we do anything else. I think
Yeah,
I
that's
could
nice.
probably even take that exact same bookshelf, bring it back here, drop it right there, rotate it. Whoops, grab the wrong thing. There we go, try that again. Rotate that 90 degrees. That gives us room to go around here. Yeah, I'm thinking that we might have to actually pull this out just maybe another 12 inches, something like that. We could probably make this a little bit longer. Something like that. Oh, it's good.
Very nice.
Okay, so that's a good start. And actually, hold up, might be able to even do one more of this. Grab it from the back corner, option, and then stick one more. What did I grab that by? Oh, I think I grabbed it. That was inside of a shelf or something like that. All right, so we'll put that right there. What?
Do these doors open out
They
into the hall,
open in the real world. We can
but not in book world?
we do what we want, right? All right. So that was one of the things I was curious of, Matt. Was if I was to bring that over like that, I come into this, rotate that open.
I think that would be a retail design faux pas if you did that, in my own personal opinion. But you could have them
Yeah,
rotate out,
that's true. We
switch the
can do.
hinges on it.
That's right. All I have to do is modify that. And this does, like I said, this opens into a mall space, so we have the ability to uh, have them open that way. All right, so let's do that. Let's do just that. Let's do exactly that. I'm going to take this piece. I'm going to rotate it. Let's see, right there. Option 180 degrees. That was pretty close. Not quite perfect, but we'll slide that back into the frame. All right, and now we can come in here. Oops, I made a copy. That is not what I wanted to do. One too many doors. 2 doors is enough. 4 doors is a sedan. So with that, you can come in here, grab 1 door. Open that way. Door number 2.
What's behind it?
Boom.
Look at that. So welcoming. Come on in. Grab a book.
That's right. Let's get literate. I like it. So yeah, if we did that, then we'll take this back and kind of get it in the more in the middle. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. It's looking good.
Yeah. I don't know what you're looking to go into next, but
Let's
I
hear
was
it.
thinking between the windows, you could do like some wall mounted shelves that have like books that you're featuring,
Yes.
just like 1 or 2 books wide.
Let's save and head back to warehouse because I love this. So let's look for some hanging bookshelves. Book or
Ingrid. That's Hagrid's brother from Harry Potter. Or sister, Ingrid sounds like it, yeah.
Yeah. Hanging book. I also put shelves. Let's see if I just say bookshelf. All right, there we go. Got some options. Ooh, those are kind of cool. Don't really fit the aesthetic, but they are kind of neat looking. The other thing we could do here is if we want to keep a look going. We got our nice. Is this a component? This should be a component. Something I might do here because this is so integral to our model is I might come in here and do a little bit of editing of our materials because we're going to use this bookshelf. I was just saying we could take this bookshelf and we could repurpose it for different types of bookshelves, for different height bookshelves. It's simple geometry, so this is where SketchUp does its thing. But I'm going to come in here before and clean up some textures real quick. There we go. And one more. All right, so then on here, I could I don't have texture. There.
Is it going off the screen?
I have make texture unique, but I can't position the texture. I wonder why that is. All right, I'll just make it unique.
Oh, because
it's on
looking
the
at your
outside.
entity info, it's painted on the outside. Yeah.
Oh, somebody messed with me there. All right, so as Matt was pointing out,
cleaning up models from 3D Warehouse.
This is paint on the outside. Again, this is still a single component, so changing this, cleaning this up one time is all I got to do. All the other ones will be taken care of. So I'm going to start by just putting white back on this, and then I'll come in and grab that material and put it on here. This one makes sense. This way makes sense. This way makes sense. This way makes sense. The rest of them I want to turn, so I'm going to go up here, texture, position texture, and I'm just going to rotate it 90 degrees, and then I will sample that and put that here, and here, and here, and here, and here, and here. And I don't care as much about the interior, so I'm just going to say do all the rest of that. Right. There we go. All right.
Cool.
Better. All right. Oops. Nope. Somebody wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. Somebody. Sample that, put that here. Here. Sometimes I click and then my clicker just keeps going. All right, that looks good. So now we have that looking nice. Because what I was going to say, what we could do is we could bring this over here, a copy of it, bring it straight over to here, rotate it 90 degrees, drop it right back to here. And we could create a custom bookshelf. Each of these is its own component. That's fun. Like for real. That's kind of cool.
Oh wow.
I thought that was gonna be one big block on each. Uh-oh. Who's not paying attention to what Aaron's doing again? Undo. All right, try that again. So I'm gonna grab this one, make it unique, and then come back in and get rid of those extra copies on each level. Interesting how I'm mousing over the one on the end, but the edges are hid or something because I can't just scrub over it to erase it. All right. All right, then what I can do is just grab this chunk of geometry here. Whoops. This chunk of geometry. What? Oh, context. This chunk of geometry. And then I can bring that over to here-ish. There we go. And I'll take that whole thing. I'll just draw an edge from here to here real quick. And I can grab this by the middle. And then if I move along that plane, I can just find the middle point like that. And there we go. And then I got one of those there. And I got one of those over here. This is reality. These walls aren't the same size. So in our actual space, we do have shelves between the two windows, and they're noticeably not the same. So a couple things we could do. One is we could just float it in the middle, and that could be good. Since we're obviously custom making these already, we could just come in here, come into context, grab this, pull it on over. Maybe my brother's a woodworker and he's hooking me up here. All right, we'll grab a couple.
Yeah, he's got the plug on mahogany. Or I have no idea what kind of wood this is, but reddish. I feel like a bookstore and mahogany kind of go together, right?
It does sound right. Yeah, cigar bars and bookstores. They mahogany.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like I can get one more. Let's do some precision selection. Watch this. Oh, dang it. Who didn't make unique again? All right, who in the comments said make it unique? Ike did.
Ike, yeah.
Thanks, Ike. All right, so let's say hypothetically, I know nobody here would actually ever do this, and I only did that because I wanted to teach something. It was totally intentional. But let's say something like this happens. Oh no, now what? Well, this one looks great. This one's obviously not right. So what I can do is I can grab this one. I can cut it, obviously, ideally, because I want it out of there. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to hit undo a bunch of times so I get back to where I want to be with this. I can delete this. I can come up here to edit and paste in place. That then puts in a brand new version. So notice this right here was called bookshelf. This right here was called bookshelf 1 because I made unique. When it pasted this in, it noticed that it wasn't the same as the existing bookshelf 1, so it automatically progressed its number to bookshelf 2. So that is an option as well. A good way to do something like that. All right.
Very nice.
Let's roll on. Let's keep rolling. So we got some good bookshelves in here. We got some good stuff up here. I think, so here's the thing about this space. Like I said, this is an exterior hallway. So when people walk through the back hall, they can look in here and they can see, oh, look, there's the table. So we'll want to put something here. Maybe this is a glass case in our special editions, like one of a kind, first printing of the Hobbits in here or something like that. That could be kind of cool. But also, these spaces directly under the window are an opportunity to put some books up on some stands. So let's make this a big built-in right here. Let's get some stuff below it as well. We'll have to play with this a little bit. Maybe this will have to scoot over some. But yeah, let's stick something here underneath all these windows that we can put something up on top of. I'm just going to see how much I can get out of this one component, apparently.
Yeah, thanks to whoever 3D Warehouse uploaded this, because yeah, this is the entire
the whole thing.
Business plan of the bookstore.
That's right. All right, so I'm going to grab this one, Option, copy this over like that. I'm going to, before I do anything else, hit you make unique. I don't know why I said that like I was offended with you. That's all on me. All right, let me make that unique. And I think we could still keep this as book storage below. So I think if I just did this, and then we could come in here and let's see. Delete that. That was too much. Don't delete that. No, push pull this back, erase it. Push pull this back, erase it. Oh, push pull this back, erase it, and clean up the edges. Just to make it easier to do this big move. Just grab the top like that, and then we'll drop that right down. We want that to go just below window height. Oh, look at that. Love it. It's like it was made for the space. All right, and then we'll go a little bit further, grab this, pull that over.
I think Keggy did say this earlier in relation to the bookshelf on the other side of the door, that you don't want it too close. I mean, that one feels like it is kind of close.
Yeah.
Just because you don't want people bumping into it when they walk in.
Absolutely.
So if you do have the, the brother with the custom wood shop, maybe ask them to do it a little bit shorter then.
Yeah, maybe we'll come back all the way to the window. Come back like that. Yeah, this one we may actually want to shorten up just a bit too, because as we look at flow.
Somebody did mention earlier that people tend to go to the right when they walk into a space.
Absolutely.
So
maybe this is new release land.
Yeah.
Our hot sellers.
That's
great. That is an excellent call. All right, I'm going to take these books, Option copy them over like that. Looks like we got room for maybe 3 more. So I'm going to grab, rather than grabbing the ones on the end, I'm just going to grab 3 more from the middle. Option copy that over. Cool. That looks good. And then let's see, we should, there's that word, should. Put this over here.
Pretty close.
Yeah. Not too bad. For whatever reason, I want to put like an umbrella holder with like an umbrella and a cane in the corner. I don't know why that's coming up. My other thought was like, this needs a globe on top of it.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good.
Right?
Yes.
For no particular reason.
This is like kind of personal library vibes of like, you see in like old movies of people who have, some big mansion with a huge library. Maybe you need one of those ladders on wheels that you can slide back and forth for stuff on the top shelf when you want to move the globe.
I like that. All right. That looks cool. I like it. We could all right. I gotta stop thinking about different things. I'm all over the place right now. Did we come up with a good name? Did we figure something out?
We got a lot of names.
Right.
I wrote down. Okay. Okay, obviously Boutique Store was the first one we got. Books Up, like SketchUp. Bound and Found. If this was maybe a used bookstore, that would be good. Book Cafe. Just straight ahead, SEO friendly. Um, Novel Nook, Shelf Control, Bookends, Books and Brew. Well, it's not really a coffee shop, at least that we're maybe when we expand,
Yeah, maybe
that could
V2.
be. Yeah.
It's our goal for the year. Cool. I like those. I like those are cool ideas. Um, yeah. What do you guys when you hear that? Anything about that? You know what's gonna be funny is if in like I come back here in like 2 months and I'm like, well, I'm out of here, guys. I got a loan to buy some books, and you guys fueled it all for me. Um, no, I'm just kidding. I already had the space, bought the books, shutting it down. Um, yeah, what do you guys feel like the list that he ran through? Anything really get you? See what you guys
Any
think.
high performers?
Blockbuster books, love it.
Mhm.
I'm gonna grab a glass material here, something that is translucent. There we go.
And bulletproof, hopefully
Oh
for
yeah,
the.
yeah.
These
She
are
put
real nice books in here.
in the reinforced glass, so
Oh.
like you would see in a yeah.
Prison.
Yeah. All right, and then
Behind bars books.
yeah.
Yeah.
Stool pigeon books. Um, second story stacks. Ooh, see, they were working into the space itself. That's a nice one.
Pretty good.
Um, so I want this to look. I don't know, spend a little time on this thing right here. I do want it to look kind of. Uh, my first thought was like a metal place, but or metal thing. But I'm like, no, I want this to look like it belongs in this bookstore with all the wood and everything. So
Right.
I'll make this a little nicer looking. Cool. We do that. So first run at it. Oh, that's okay.
Yeah. I'm not much of a structural engineer, but I feel like this might need some
That's pretty
supports
long.
in the middle there.
That is a long piece of glass. We need that metal reinforcement back in there because that's over 10 feet long. Yeah, that's probably a good point. That is a great point. Let's do this. Let's take this edge right here. I don't need your colors anymore. Let's take this and divide it into 3 pieces. And then we'll find one of those 1/3 pieces. There we go up. I made this, these pieces are all 1 inch, so I'll come this way 1/2 inch. Drop that down. Take that piece. Option copy it over, erase the one in the middle, fill it with the proper material, and pull that out. Whoops.
Whoops me.
That's what I do. Just keeping it real, folks. All right. Then probably need to go the same thing over. Sometimes, I'll be honest, might not be able to orient faces because, nope, that worked out all right. Cool. Sometimes working with materials that are translucent cause my brain much confusion. If anybody else hits that, but there we go. Sometimes I forget where I am. Oops. All right, that's better. That's a decent look. Something's going on down here. Back. Get yourself back there. All right. As I was saying. Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. This is cool. This is coming together.
Something for the middle, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was looking at. This is great. I like this layout. I figure we'd do like a little bit of a book stand, so we can stand some books up here that look out the window. Same thing. We'll put some books on stands and get them inside the case. We'll throw a quick, iPad point of sale system up here. Throw some books up here, and then we want to get to entouraging. But
we had a couple notes on stuff, books on the bottom shelf. Might work good for a bookshelf in your home, but maybe not so much for in a retail space. You don't want to be like on the floor looking at book titles.
Kids books. They just go on the bottom shelf.
Bingo.
Already thought of that.
Welcome all comers here, all ages.
That's right. We think this is just a grown-up store. I found that using the term grown-up immediately excludes you from actually being part of the group. And it's even worse if you say grown up, because then it's just like double whammy. I did so we had some comments come in from LinkedIn, which I know YouTubers can't see, but we did have Top Shelf, which I thought that was kind of cool. And then Chapter 1, I just like either of those. That's pretty good. I think Top Shelf books. I mean, unless we get a big push. What do you guys think of Top Shelf books? I think that sounds kind of cool.
Books is nice, yeah.
Very nice. All right, so let that simmer, let that marinate.
My only thing is Top Shelf associated with adult? You know what I mean?
The more backroom books. I don't know.
Yeah, there you go, backroom books. But no, is that? I don't know. I mean, I like Top Shelf books because it's this is the nicest stuff. Top Shelf liquor is the nice stuff, right?
Right. But let's hear it.
Keggy agrees with me. So yeah, I think okay. Yeah, I don't know. Tip Top Shelf books. No, I don't know. We're still workshopping it.
That's right. This is a work in progress. We're multitasking. We're planning as we go. All right. So I'm thinking for some shelves in the middle, probably not these full height for lots of reasons. One is just security. I don't want to cut off view of everything. The other thing I don't want to do is I don't want to make this view just a wall of books necessarily. I want to be able to see inside. So I'm thinking I might drop these down a couple shelves and then go back to back. So I'm going to make it unique. Almost. It's close, guys.
Of course.
Why? Duh. All right, there you go. Get rid of this row of books. Again, come into the book, push this guy back. Double click to do the same here. Some quick erasing. Grab that. Drop it down. And if we did something I would imagine if we did this, we would want to, oops, I hit the wrong button. There we go. Double that up. And then we could do something like this.
Mm,
I don't like that. That breaks up the space a little too much.
yeah, it kind of feels just like a checkout.
Yeah. Or we could
People,
take,
I mean, I don't want to, you know, mess with your design
do it.
process, your flow too much. People are saying um, a circle like table or something, maybe even a circular bookshelf could work for the middle to help with flow.
Mm,
Um,
I hear that.
but
That could be kind of fun
hey,
if
it's
we
your
did
store.
something round. That could be neat. All right, let's we're gonna build this one. This is going to be bespoke, as they say.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a fancy word for one of a kind thing. All right, so let's see, like 2.5 feet. There we go. I'm gonna pull that up about the same size there, and then we'll grab that, make that a group. And I'll take a copy of that, and we'll go vertically. I'm just gonna match the height of the existing shelves. And then we'll go one more. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like that. And then
Oh, is it a lazy Susan table?
I mean, it can be whatever we want.
That would be cool.
That's like, well, I'm not coming if it's not. So like that. Ooh, I like it. I like it a lot, guys. This is cool. This is fun. I don't like the location so much, but we'll clean that up in a minute. All right, now I want to take a book. So I'm gonna grab one book, copy it. Come on out here. Command V. Stick that. Oops, it's backwards. That's not gonna work. We need to see some spine. All right, there we go. And I'm going to align that so the middle is right lined up to that cardinal point of the corner there. And because I don't want to do this multiple times, well, nah, it's okay. I have a way to get around that. I'm going to come here. I'm going to say, okay, take that from here to there. And we'll try that 30 times. How far does that get us? More. So let's try it 58 times. I don't know if I'm going to do that good again. Why did it space them out again weird like that? Wait, back up. Okay, let's try that again. So if I go from this corner to this corner, and I say do that 40x. All right, 50x, 60x, 62x.
Oh, 62 it is.
Well, that couldn't have gone better. I like when stuff works out. Sorry if I seem surprised. Should probably have more confidence in myself. All right, we'll go from there. Option, drop it straight down. Oh, that's kind of cool. I kind of want to call this place the book wheel now or something like that. Uh, that's kind of neat. I don't know. I'm struggling a little with the location. It's not bad. Maybe I just need to grab it all. Make a group real quick. Maybe just like slide it.
I was thinking it should go closer to the door.
You think so?
I don't know, kind of.
That does look kind of cool.
a little more welcoming. Somebody
Yeah,
earlier mentioned it feels kind of like a library, so I feel like having something right inside the door to bring people in is maybe a good thing.
I like that. And it looks good. Yeah, and if this place is going to be popping, so we do want some space here for people to queue up with all their books. So, all right, I'm going to do this too.
Absolutely.
I'm going to explode this again, and I'm just going to grab a color here, and then just come in here and randomly make a couple of these
I thought you
different
were gonna leave it
colors.
like that and be like the Repo Man bookshelf. You ever see Repo Man?
The book, yeah. You know, that's funny because somebody that came up somewhere. Somebody was recently talking about Repo Man, like in the real world. I know you're in the real world too, Matt, but I mean, like,
Real, real.
yeah. Uh, I know this is something I could do. I could probably do this pretty quickly with the right extension, but I'm in that just get stuff done modeling kind of rhythm right now. So
Well,
um,
this is your hand selected,
that's
you
right.
know, selection of prime books. So makes sense you'd do it by hand.
Right. This is the good stuff, folks. Uh, yeah, actually, speaking of Repo Man, I was curious. Like, throw us out every once in a while. Anybody been to a movie recently, like in the theaters? Not like has anybody gone since say New Year's and caught themselves a film? Curious what everybody's doing out there, or is it like, are we all over that and it's watch at home now?
I like going to the theater, but it's just
You
hard to
like
make work.
you like
Especially
having
because
a
I have a
son
young kid at
more?
home.
Yeah,
But even before he was born, I feel like it's kind of a big ask these days, when it's like, you got your home right here,
yeah,
with
it's true.
a lot of new releases and everything. So, um, but yeah, the last movie I saw in theaters was Nosferatu
Hmm?
over Christmas break there. That was a good one to see in the theater, I thought.
Yeah.
I went solo.
Ooh, that's
It
a
was
bold
nice. I
move.
I
You
like
know who
watching
you
movies
are. You got
alone.
anything to prove?
Yeah, I know.
Awesome. This is looking cool. It's looking good. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna grab a set of books here. I'm gonna copy them over to our feature wall here, and I'm just gonna turn these. Wait, which way would the cover be? It'd be this way.
This is where we sell books by the cover.
Grab that.
Yeah, these could be employee picks where I haven't read it, but I'm judging it by the cover
That's right.
or something. Um,
Matthew, I don't like to read Robinson says these are the best looking books I've unloaded.
haven't read a book in years, but I like the picture.
Works. It works.
Page turners for a store name. I like
Ooh.
that.
I do have to say, I think that sounds pretty good. All right, let me just slap a couple more of these up here. Page turners. What do you guys think about that? Does anybody have any issues with that one to make it past the
The
test?
censors.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Someone on LinkedIn says, don't forget to put the shop name on the wall. You could also put employee pictures in the book nook reading area.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So one
Yeah,
other
I
thing
think
I
that
want to.
empty space right to the right could be a nice spot for the name, and maybe also above the door on the outside too.
Yeah, let's do it. Page turners. Let's design a logo. Let's save. I'm going to start with some 3D text.
Who's Page Turners?
The owner of the bookstore, I suppose. Let's see what this looks like. All right, so this is a marker felt. That's not going to
Who's
work.
Mark Felt? Yeah, sorry.
Matt's got a thing going. It's cool. Just roll with it. I feel like something like type is
Okay, right.
That
The
makes
printed
sense?
word,
Yeah. So let's go to
movable
like
type. Yeah.
traditional. Huh. Fonts kind of crack me up because I've done a lot of design work in my day, and I remember like having Illustrator and having like 40 or 50 fonts to flip through to try stuff. Now I'm like, there's no limit, and like, come on, I mean, you're telling me these are two totally different fonts? I mean, no, I'm not picking on anybody. They're great fonts, both of them. All right. I'm just gonna go with a font. I don't know. We could mess with this longer, but I'm just gonna go ahead and place this. I think what I did. Let's try it again. 3D text. This is how I do this. There's different ways to go about messing with this. I generally, when I do this, I do want to turn extruded. I will do filled extruded letters and I will place them. I don't get too hung up on what the size of them is, how far it's extruded, anything like that. I usually just throw it on because as soon as I throw it in here, now it's just geometry. So now I can come in here and I can do stuff like grab this part, drop that below. How do you want to do this? Probably justify to the left, right? Because that's how I would do this if it was on the page. You leave. But then I can also do things like if this is out too far, I can just grab scale, bring that back a little bit. In theory, there we go. Got some weird snapping going on. I'm snapping onto stuff I can't see. Let's see, there we go. And that just makes it a little bit easier to do that. I don't have to worry about, oh, it wasn't exactly the right font, undo and redo or anything like that. You can just kind of mess with the geometry once it comes out here. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab all of it and I'm going to re-soften it. That's too much. But yeah, get rid of all those little breaks around the edge like that. Actually, looks kind of pretty straightforward.
Like the middle, like the vertical of the P and the T should be lined up.
I think so. Okay.
To my eye.
This is the way we do it. This is how we do it. This is great.
I love this. I don't even have to do anything. I just say it and it is done.
That just says stuff. Now do this. All right. Close that up a little bit more too. That PT almost wants to be its own logo right there, like.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I brought that up a little too far.
I kind of like it like that.
Yeah, like it. All right.
I don't know, but
less
I'll
work
leave
for
it to
me.
the chat. I don't want to be the sole.
That guy. All right, I'm gonna grab my tungsten dark color and see how that looks. Looks pretty pro. I'd buy a book in a place like this. It's like right here, maybe we could put a bin with some maps. I'm thinking all these things I see in bookstores. I'm like, I don't know why, but I want a pipe sitting somewhere too. I don't know. We got time. We got another half hour to fill this place up. All right. So one of the other things I do want to do before I go a whole lot further is I want to make a vertical. I'm also going to come close this up because this flickering back here is driving me crazy. There we go. In fact, we don't. The fact that this is empty does nothing for us either. So. There we go.
Nice.
Uh-oh. I made a hole. Oops. Hey, easy fix. Let's grab this
That could be
edge.
like you pull a certain book and then that opens up and you can go in that little.
Secret nook.
Yeah.
Love it. All right, and then we can grab this too. We bring this out here. We have a couple options for signage. We could go above the door. Gives us a little bit of limitation, but we could also go right here.
Oh yeah.
And then maybe even slightly bigger. Then the door kind of covers it up though.
Do people usually come from a certain direction?
So in the building, in the main building, this, like I said, this is the second floor, and the staircase from the first floor to the second floor is right here. So people, when you come in the front entryway, you're looking down the building like this. You
Okay.
can actually see this pretty well. But again, the doors go in the real life. So our sign is actually up above the door right here.
Okay.
So we could do a horizontal lockup right here.
Yeah.
Oops.
3D text makes a group, right? Not a component.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wait,
So
no. It says solid component.
Okay.
So I guess no. Let's make it unique at some point.
Leave it up to you to make it unique, Cam.
I'm pretty good at that now, you know. This is behaving strangely. Unglue. If you ever have stuff that won't move to where you want it to, check the glued status, because I've been bit by that multiple times. All right, so I'm going to make this unique. I'm going to come in here, and because I move these over each other, oh no, that actually worked pretty well. Never mind, we're good. So I'm going to come up here. I'm going to find the bottom. Just trace right across like that. Scale it back down a little bit. It's okay. It needs something though. Also, what's this about? Just a copy of the book, just hanging out below. All right.
You thought the bottom shelf was low before, people.
Yeah.
The real bottom shelf is underneath the floor.
Pull up floorboards to get to the kids' copies. All right, so the other thing I'm thinking about is something simple. Make a quick rectangle. And I'm thinking something kind of like
Ahmad, thanks for stopping by. Hope you have a good night's sleep. And yeah, appreciate you tuning in.
I did it again. Let's go in context. I want to come up with just a little book holder upper. Oops. Skinny that up just a touch. Stop it. It's too snappy.
Make it snappy.
There we go. Okay, that was a little too much. Just a touch. All right, and then I'll grab all that. Option, bring it over. Maybe like that. And then, I don't know, just a little something to connect those two together. That's me, my little upright book holder. I'll go ahead and this is about the book, not the holder. So I'll take that, and then I am curious. Give me the book face in this direction. Cut that, copy that. Whoa. All right, so we can shrink this down a little bit. Yes, I did get this on Temu, but I got like 80 of them for like $12. So we're going to need a lot. All right, so there we go. So there's, just going to grab that, make it a group. And then we can start just kind of, guess who grabbed some books below? I did that. Undo, undo again, undo a third time. So this is one of the issues that you run into when you do things like work inside of your working model, right? This is why our buddy Tyson used to do stuff like all of his modeling would happen in a component out here on the ground. And I always teased him about having messy models, but it made sense. I understood why he did it. Otherwise, excuse me, you have to be very careful about, can't do a whole lot of sweep selects or anything like that. Do this once, and then I'm going to grab it and say, make it into a group by itself. The other thing I probably should have done already is grabbed all of this and put that into a new group. I had it in a group, and then I exploded it to color my books. Not my coloring books, but right, there we go. Got it from the midpoint. Take it right here. I'm going to slide it back ever so slightly. And we'll take that and we'll rotate that from the center. Go to 1, 2. There we go. 11x. Ooh, that looks pretty cool.
Nice.
Unfortunately now though, I do have to, if I want to change the colors of these books because they're grouped, I have to grab a color. I have to come into each of these. Not a big lift, but something I'm going to have to. You know, it's not like we're drawing a graphics card or anything kind of boring, but not super engaging either. Let's grab this, and we'll just do this on 2.
We have a comment from LinkedIn saying super cute.
All right, there we go.
So that's nice. And then also a reminder to save.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
thank you for that.
All right. Let's throw a couple of books out here for the passersby. Not out here, but over here. Like that, maybe? Kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then we could actually grab that and something like that. Ooh, yeah, it's coming together. It's coming together.
Nice.
And then I'm going to grab that group one more time. I'm going to copy it and stick it. Help. In our first edition case.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's looking pretty good, guys. It's looking pretty cool.
Yeah. I like it. It looks inviting to me. Yep.
That's not going to work.
King Dome did just mention that, so thanks for the comment.
Thanks for the spot. There we go. Awesome. Ooh, it's coming together. All right, couple things. We need some. Because of the space. I don't know. I guess we could put, if we wanted coffee, we could pop a little thing right here, right? Put some coffee on there, or be back here. I'll be honest. If you want to have coffee, then you do got to get in a food license, and there's some issues connected to that. But reality, right? I want to get some other stuff in here too, though. I do want to, like I said, I want to get a little point of sale thing over here. We can charge people and print receipts and that kind of thing. Let's go grab that off of 3D Warehouse. I'm going to save 3D Warehouse. There are spots that I've found in my brain that I have developed where I do save. I know there's some people make fun of myself, that being me mostly, for not saving. And I always appreciate when you guys come in here and throw save in my face. It's fun. But there are really, in my normal workflows, there's spots where I save. And when I go to use extensions, I tend to save. When I go to certain commands, I tend to save. And when I hit 3D Warehouse, I tend to save. There's just certain spots where it's enough of a break in the flow of modeling. Like I don't, switching between line and eraser, I don't go save. If I grab, the push-pull tool or the move tool, I don't go save before that. But there's enough where it's like, I think it's just a break in the mindset. I'm in flow state, I'm modeling. Oh, I got to go jump out and do something, hit save. And I think that's worked okay for me, unless I'm doing something like using native tools to model Notre Dame. Then it works less well. See what it says, point zero. See what we get. Yeah, this is. Does anybody use cash anymore? Is that still a thing? Like legitimate question. In the United States, we have far less cash used than we had 4 or 5 years ago. Like I try and remember last time I had more than like a 5 on me. Is that a universal thing? You guys out there feel the same thing, or is that just us?
I can't speak for the universe, but no, I definitely feel that too. I don't, although I'm not I'm like kind of the in-between generation where I don't like, some people just have everything on their phone and don't even have a wallet. Like I'm not that far, but yeah, I don't really use cash too much either. But I know a lot of places don't even take cash anymore. But if you go to like a farmer's market or like some local place, because I feel like maybe it's changed, but it used to be like credit card transactions or stuff like that. There would be like an extra fee each time the retailer does that, right? So it's kind of beneficial for somebody who has slim margins or who is like a local business to use cash instead, because then they don't have to go through that extra payment step.
We have one restaurant in town that does not accept credit cards.
Okay.
Which blows my mind, but they've done it for a long time. They haven't accepted credit cards. So they do this, they have this honor system thing. So if you get through your meal and you're all the way to the end and you don't have cash, you don't have a check, because, oh yeah, got my checkbook right here. Not so much, not for a couple decades. But if that's the case, they do this honor system thing where they send you home with an envelope. And they said 90% of the people they send home with an envelope either drop it off or mail it in. Which I'm like, that's really cool.
Yeah.
But it's kind of crazy to basically be fighting cashless. I'm not doing it, not giving in.
I thought you were going to say they have an ATM in there, but it's like the ATM charge is like, $30 for withdrawal.
They do have that too. They have an ATM that is it's got a decent, not $30, but it's several dollars.
Yeah. Although it's like if you don't have, well, yeah, you could still have an ATM card, but
yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen ATMs that you can use like Apple Pay or something like that on yet. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's so easy. I mean, most point of sale softwares have a wireless thing you can take out to the table now too. I know most UK countries have been doing that for years. That's a newer thing in the US, touchless payment. But yeah,
it's funny to talk to people in Europe about like paying at a restaurant and then they like the server taking your card. You know, because like to them it's like, don't want them just taking your card to the back and doing whatever with it, like keep it right here with me, and then I can see if you're up to any funny business or whatever. But yeah, it's in the US, it's like you're so used to just handing your card off.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah. Which I mean, it does. I get why that is the way it is. I'm doing my entourage that I said I felt like I needed.
yes, yep, got a globe in there.
That's right.
But I'm gonna look up pictures of like old libraries. Yeah, I'm seeing lots of globes, kind of carved wood things. Um, oh, lighting too. Somebody mentioned having a light in the reading nook, like kind of a stand light or some kind of light over there, lamp.
Ooh, look at that one. That takes up too much space, but that's a pretty cool one. Ooh, that'll work. 9 meg.
9 MBs though. That's pretty hefty.
That's not gonna work. I take everything back. Need something tight. All right. I was looking for something that had old, like didn't have blue, was like more faded and looking, but nah, we'll just not at that cost, man. That's maybe too much far the other way. I need at least a circular stand. There we go. All right, that'll work. Stick you right up on top here. Oh, I'm liking this. I'd buy a book from this place.
Certainly.
Yeah. We need another sign for employee picks. And then maybe let's make a standard for what our signs look like. Maybe something like this. Push it back a little bit. Be that proud. Right there. And then we'll get some. Another 3D text on here. And like I said, I don't stress about that geometry. Unless it's a very select situation where I have an exact geometry I want. Maybe a little smaller. I'm assuming my brother's a woodworker and my cousin's a sign maker, so. There we go.
We had a comment here on LinkedIn saying that you could add a art wall map. That could go in the Nook, perhaps.
Yes, I love that. Definitely. So, let me correct myself. I was just talking about how I like to grab those things and shove them down, make them the same scale. That's great until you have to have a repeated size font. So right now, because 3D font is not editable, I can't come in and edit this because it's just geometry. If I want to match this, I have an issue right now. This is a combination Aaron clicks before he thinks sometimes, but also, what if you get a model where you don't have that font saved? Here's what I would tell you. Here's what I'm gonna. Well, I'm just gonna do it. I'm not even gonna tell you. Watch this. I'm gonna go to 3D text. I'm gonna say new arrivals. This is the text I want on here, but I'm also gonna put a capital E at the front. Nope, not enter, place. Why does that keep happening? Why do I keep ending up in Paint Bucket when I try to do 3D text? I have to talk to somebody about that. So I'm going to E, new rivals.
Hit auto.
Yeah. Thanks for being smart. All right, place that. All right, there we go. Now I'm going to grab that E. Let's get that lined up right down. Oh, it's glued again. Unglue. There we go. Stick that right there. And start scaling. Oof, went all the way outside the wall. I can start bringing that down. And again, how close do I have to get? For me, looks pretty well. It snapped right to it. Or no, we're just above. So I might go this way and say shift, bring that up to there, and then move that back over. So close. There we go. Oh, it's going up to the highest. I should have used the highest letter. I should have used L, but that E should be the same height as the L. There we go. So you can use a letter that is the same height to kind of fudge your way back into that. I'm just a slightly off, but I'm pretty close. I'm close enough for what I need to do. So now I can
Yeah, the sign maker will take care of that.
That's right. There we go. And then delete that. Take that and slap that back against the wall. Whoops. That. And then scale that back to the trim depth. There we go. New arrivals, employee picks. And yes, let's get a big old world map. Oh, yeah, that's the stuff. How is this 1,400 polygons?
Maybe the frame is on there too.
Yeah, maybe so. We're gonna go with 27. Well, that's 3 megs. Look at this. Okay, so we can do some polygons and very little file size, or we can do almost no polygons and much larger. All right, I guess I'm gonna go with the one that I was just complaining about.
I feel like it should have a frame, so
yeah, that looks nice.
Yeah.
We'll do it. We'll do that. We'll do just that.
And I got the lights too.
There we go. That explains some of it. Not for us. All right, so let's take this. Rotate that.
Uh-oh.
Oops, we have glass in here. We did. Problem solved. Right. Back to the wall.
Also, I don't know about the chat, but I kind of feel like the white walls aren't really helping us out too much.
I agree. It's not bringing that hominess. The
yeah.
What do you guys think? How do we fix that? How do we make this a little homier, a little more warm? I guess we need a warmer color.
Yeah, I sort of like a dark green, but
we'll give it a shot.
You'll probably need to change the page turner sign too, but.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this green, throw it on here. Just not that this is the final green we'll use, but it's the same. It's the it is a green that's set apart. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to make sure I put that onto all of my interior walls. Just going to click around, click around, click around. I said I'm not worried about it not being the final green, but because we will fix that.
And it doesn't have to be green too. We have a lot of good suggestions in the chat here. Dark red, burgundy, light apricot, wood panel, bottle green. So
what we can do is once we get that in there, if I go to home and look at my materials, here's that material right here. If I double click on it, it shows up here. If I click on here, now I can actually come through and start editing it, right? So I could say, okay, what would it look like with the darker green? And it's just going to take all those things and turn it darker. I don't have to stick in green either because I can come over here and see, okay, what is a warm red color?
okay, that's warm.
I like that, but against the wood, it's too much. You know, I kind of think that, yeah, I think you're onto something with a green or maybe a bluish gray hue. I kind of like that. I think I like that green. And then we just maybe
I think the full, yeah. Maybe a little more faded, like not as all the way to the edge of the.
Yeah, bring it back in a little bit.
More towards the middle.
A little more earth tony there. Ooh, it's looking good. Can't wait to open up. Yes, of course, page turners. We have an issue now because that dark text isn't popping off the wall anymore. Simple enough, though. I think we would probably just come in here and just put a frame around the page turners. Something like that. And then the way I did this is real quick, simple. If you just want to create this frame, something like this, pull it out like a rectangle, offset the outside edge like that, and we just pull the inside in like that. And then to color it, similar to what we talked about last week, I'm just going to grab the color that I want, which will be this, well, it's actually this letter color too. Color the whole thing. Oops. Color the whole thing like that, and then individually just bring white back onto just that middle page. Manually going in and clicking each of these edges inside and outside can be pretty frustrating. So that's kind of a easier way to do that. Pull this. Oh, no, I'm not. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to unglue. Pull that out like that, and then I can drop it right back and then scale those letters back so they are. There we go. I'm liking this. All right, I want to just visualize real quick. I want to visualize this with the ceiling. So let's go.
Oh, you colored the exterior walls too.
Sure did.
Into that.
Let's try it again. Let's go into context. Let's get rid of everything else. That's the only one I want to color. We good? We're good. All right.
Nice.
So let's turn some stuff on. We'll get our lighting back on. I'm going to go view, hidden geometry, and then, oh no, did I delete it? Hidden objects, I'm sorry. Grab my ceiling and unhide it. And then we come in here and kind of get the full effect. It does. It is so to work inside of a closed space. Whoops, hit myself. Ran right through that wall. Okay, I don't even know where I am right now. I gotta head back out. When you're working inside of a closed space, of course, it's easier to pull a front wall off or a ceiling and work inside, and that's a good way to do it. Like that, that is a nice way to go through and, I mean, you have to be able to get into a space to work in it. But it's amazing as soon as you pop that ceiling back on, how much, I'm gonna use the term cozier because I'm gonna put a positive spin on it, but how much cozier that space is than when you were in there before. Because it does tighten everything up as soon as you have that lid on top. You see, it does feel closer. I'm closer to everything.
Mm-hmm.
Probably need a quick end table in here. Hold up.
Oh, Randy says he uses section cuts to control the visibility of certain walls and ceilings. Yeah, that's a good way to do it
That
too.
works too. Get in there. Whoa. That's too big. Let's scale that. Something like that. And then oh yeah, I need a thing here. I don't know if this is a thing, but I'm gonna look for a map rack. Nope, not so much. Oh yeah, I guess this actually is a rack drawer, map drawer. I got served up some medieval entourage with that request.
Oh, yeah, wrong kind of rack.
Yeah.
That's the torture rack. Um,
What else would you stick into? I don't know. Rolled up mats. Not at all. Okay. I just rolled up. If I just look for rolled up things, roll up doors. That makes a lot of sense. That I
yeah.
get that. All right, I'm looking up scrolls. Okay. All right. This is not a difficult shape to do. I probably could be done with it by now. I'm just going to come over here and actually, let's have it put right here. We're just going to do something like this. Pull it up that far. Offset that much. That. And then we'll do this. Let's try to think how to fake a scroll without doing an actual spiral.
Yeah.
This did not do it. It'll be good enough. It will be
Like PVC.
Yeah.
It's a PVC holder.
Just go.
Yeah, from far away.
Yeah. Just don't pay too much attention. You need to do this. It's too big. All right. So I'm going to zoom down here. Get my stamp tool. Whoa, 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 whoa. Settle down. Settle down.
That's like me using a 3D mouse.
Whew. Got a little excited there. I apologize, everybody. Apologize. I'll try again. Get yourself in here. All right. And then what I probably would also do, I had this one that was overlapping that immediately irritated me. Bring it like this. And then maybe I'll grab this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. We'll use scale to make them slightly longer. And then maybe we'll grab this one, and this one. And then scale them to make them slightly shorter. And then we got a little bit of cool. Yeah, I mean this is kind of fun. I feel like there's more I could do, keep adding stuff, but I feel like we're right about that spot where my little live alarm is going off, going, "You did it. That was 2 hours." Um, but I think that turned out pretty cool. I kind of like that little shop.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Somebody was saying earlier the fly through is really nice because you get a sense of the space.
yeah, it feels very different again coming in down here as opposed to looking down from above. Looking down from above, very different sense of things.
Hmm.
I do kind of want to uh, get some shadows in here though. Oh, I should probably we don't need tags. We don't need TNT info. I know I react every time I turn that on, but it's so cool. I just love it. I love the way that uh yeah. Um we're getting
Very
some
nice.
light coming in through the windows, which is kind of cool. I wonder if I can play with that just a touch. Just a
Yeah. As
little.
you play with that, Laura on LinkedIn had a question about the mouse in your left hand. Um, wouldn't be a SketchUp live stream without a question about Aaron's 3D mouse. So that's a 3D mouse. He uses a Space Mouse Enterprise from 3D Connection. It's not necessary to use SketchUp, but definitely helps with presentation and kind of smooth moving around the model. And there can definitely be a point where you feel like you've reached a certain plateau, and the 3D mouse kind of helps you navigate at the same time as you're selecting different tools or changing settings and things. So definitely something to look into if you either do a lot of presentation or if you want a little bit different way to navigate around your model. So yeah, 3D Connection. You can look that up if you're
Check it
interested
out.
in that. Yeah.
All right. I think we have reached it. This is the spot we got to, and I love it. Like I've always thought it'd be fun to have a store and just get to hang out and talk to people, that kind of stuff. I just don't have the energy for that. But I could see hanging out in here and selling some books. It'd be kind of fun. Uh, I definitely have to read more to make that work, though. I'm kind of with Matt on this one. I get a book and I can get a good 2-3 months out of it, and totally
This you kind
literate.
of have to be, yeah,
Yeah,
you have to be knowing what's new and if it's good or not. That's probably a
right.
question you get a lot.
My employee pick can't be that book that I had to read in high school literature class. Flowers for
May I
Algernon,
see?
is that still a thing? Yeah. When did
May I
Jurassic Park come
suggest
out?
Gary Paulson's The Hatchet?
Cool. Some call it a classic. I call it last book I read all the way through. Yeah, good times.
Uh,
Uh, Thank you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thank you for. I mean, I'm gonna say that I felt like I was just clicking. You guys did all the heavy lifting, all the design work. Yeah, the round table in the middle, genius. I think it turned out really good. Awesome name for the place. Well done, everybody. So thank you for hanging out with us. Like I said, we'll come back here next week. We will be here unless something happens and we're not. But the plan is to be here, and we would love to. We're gonna go. If you haven't done this before and you're a SketchUp user, come check it out. It's a very fun and engaging practice of taking 3D CAD models and creating them inside of SketchUp, inside of 3D. It's going from a 2D image of a CAD geometry and making it into 3D. It's a really cool way to do it. Great way to practice SketchUp. So if you're already intermediate, advanced users, this is a great way to up your game. I will do my best to get a bunch of images and share them on the forum probably Friday morning before we go streaming. I don't want to do it too early because then somebody like Dave or Keggy or somebody's going to go out and model them all before I even get a chance. So
I've made that mistake before. Yeah.
yeah. And unfortunately, you can look at the time difference between when it was posted and when they posted their versions of the model. So it hurts. So yeah, maybe half an hour before I will post. We'll see. Like, I mean, how many did you do, Matt, that last time because you did a series of them?
I did two different ones, 25 exercises a piece. You're much quicker than I am, of course, but yeah.
I feel like you're better at heads down modeling, and I end up talking and ranting, and so yeah, I don't know if I'm actually any quicker. But yeah, so I guess the goal is 26.
Yeah, do me one better.
So 20 something models. I'll share some images up on the forum, and you guys are welcome to download those and model right along with me. It's a fun one, and it's very practical. So we get in and we just look at stuff and model off of those drawings. So it'll be fun.
Yeah, totally. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, those kind of streams, as compared to this one, are definitely chock full of like SketchUp straight up modeling, core modeling tips.
Right.
This was more kind of feeling out a space and, design sort of ideation and moving stuff around and talking about, real world stuff. But that is more just straight up juicy bits that you can use for your own modeling workflow. So very cool. Very excited for that next week.
Yeah, it'll be a good one. So come hang out with us then. Different twist, but still a good time, and some learning opportunities will be in there too. So awesome. Well, thank you very much. Have a great weekend. If you're here in the United States, enjoy a 3-day weekend. We got a holiday on Monday. If you're not, just trying to think about how we won't be doing anything of any importance during Monday. Think of how much further ahead you'll be than America with that extra day of work. Good spin to put on it.
That's right. That's a great spin. And speaking of days, today's Valentine's Day. So yeah, happy Valentine's Day. I love everybody on SketchUp Live.
Yeah.
The whole chat, everybody that watches the stream. You are my Valentine this year. So will you be my Valentine this year? Maybe. But yeah, no. Thanks for watching. Certainly, people. We appreciate it. Happy to have you here. So yeah.
That's it. All right, we're out of here. You guys have a wonderful weekend. See you next time.